Yo, what's up? So it's currently Monday, April 29th. It's NFP week, but this Monday actually has no high impact news. So I'm not expecting today to be like the highest probability of days, but I'm still going to be trading it. I'll just be trading it like on an evaluation account, not like an actual like funded account. But yeah, so I mean like the stock exchange just opened. I'm just going to be trading the Nasdaq. So it's 9:35 a.m. right now. What I see on the 1 hour is that we were downtrending, but it's looking like we just kind of broke structure on the 1 hour, and like obviously on the higher time frame we're in an uptrend, so we just kind of resumed with the higher time frame trend again, because the 1 hour was kind of looking bearish for a while for me, and then 15 minutes definitely looking bullish to me. So I mean I'm looking for long opportunities, even though I do know that DXY is looking kind of not the best in correlation to the Nasdaq, but for me to be like bullish on the Nasdaq, I'm saying. But yeah, and I don't like taking a trade like right after the open, so I'll probably wait like at least 10 minutes at least, and then I'll wait for something nice to come up, hopefully. So I was looking for a rejection off of like, let's say like this level, or like this level, or like this level, or like, or even like all the way this extreme London low, but it looks like it just slashed through all of those just with some, you see this ridiculous push at the open. Yeah, right after the open it made this push. So I mean, one thing I love trading is like Judas swings. So like that's just like a counter trend move. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, let's say like like I said, on a 1 hour we're in an uptrend, even though we didn't grab that liquidity yet. That 1 hour candle does look very bad, but we've been in an uptrend on like the higher time frames, so we could just be grabbing everyone. Like, let's say you got your stop down here, stop triggered, stop down here, stop triggered, stop down here, stop triggered. We've completely filled in the new week opening gap, because there was like a gap between the open, the close Friday night, and the open. So and that usually it's filled in. That's completely filled in. The only thing is, if let's say we start reversing off of this new week opening gap and the London low, the only thing is, see this price leg it's just one straight price leg here. So where do I enter? Where do I put my stop? There's no structure. That's the main problem I have right now. If it does form some structure that I could maybe potentially get like a nice stop off of, I'd be entering, but I have to wait for some structure to form. So now at this point, we've swept another point of liquidity. We've swept that initial point, like where we went down to the new week opening gap, and we have an SMT with ES. So like if this candle closes above this fair value gap right here in the 1 minute, I'm just gonna be entering. And then I'll put my stop below this low, and I'll probably just go for a 1-to-1. Yeah, so I entered, I'm just setting my stops on both platforms because I entered on 2 different accounts. So I'll just keep my stop there. Yeah, so I got my stop and take profit on both my accounts now. I like that I think we're going to produce multiple fair value gaps. And this is also like a change in structure, like you see if you're following the market structure. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, so right, we have this ridiculous push down here. We technically made a new low by a little bit, and then after that we're about to have candles closing up here. And I mean, honestly, with the way this thing's pushing up, I wouldn't doubt if it just flies right up here and hits the breaker real quick, because I'm basically targeting like the breaker. If you were like if you were trading a unicorn model, like you'd probably be entering like right here, somewhere up there, where I'm gonna be selling pretty much, because that would be a unicorn entry up there. I'm pretty much just going for like a 1-to-1 because of how counter trend this is too. I mean, like if you see this push, I mean, I'm basically trading for the rebalance to the equilibrium / like golden zone of the fib. And I usually don't even look at fibs that much, but sometimes when there's like a ridiculous push, I just like to look at the equilibrium point. Yeah, but I mean, there's fair value gap all the way down here. There's the IFVG. There's a fair value gap right here. We're going to generate another fair value gap when this candle closes, probably. So there's going to be a lot that can support price. You know, I just realized, I don't know if this is true or not, but I remember I heard somewhere that ICT's favorite setup is trading, well, I think he does this on the higher time frame though, but he said he's trading breaker to breaker. So I was just thinking about, see how, if we look at the price action, where's the tool I'm looking for, right? So technically here, right, we're in an uptrend, right? We break down, make a new low, right? So we're in a downtrend at this point. We break up, right? So at this point in time, we have this right here is a breaker because we broke structure, and then our opposing breaker is going to be like, let's say like somewhere up here. So we're technically trading breaker to breaker, which is, I think, a really high probability setup. I know coming into the session, I said this isn't like the highest probability of days, but it's looking pretty nice so far. One thing I don't like though, we did hit equilibrium, and overall, I'm not sure how bullish I am. I like how as I'm saying that, it starts wicking down, but because I was thinking about targeting equilibrium, but I really just wanted to target the breaker, because I really do think it's going to come up there, even though it might not look so hot right now. I'm hoping we just get that one last push up to that breaker. I mean, honestly, I do believe that price is even going to retrace all the way up here, because I think, in my opinion, once we tap up into that gap, I don't know if I can still say I'm bullish, me personally, honestly. That's a nice start to this candle. I think for me, in my trading, one of the times I get most uncomfortable is when price is either really close to my take profit or it's really close to my stop loss. And see, price will love to do things like that, where like, see how like where's my tool? Like there's this little gap right here, right? So we broke those lows, tapped into that gap, and I see that, and I'm like, oh, it's rejecting. We were so close to my take profit. I can see it rejecting all the way to my stop loss already. But like, if you just give it a minute or two, it's just tapping into a fair value gap, and there you go. I mean, if the candle closes like that, there's a high chance my take profit's getting hit, because like, look how bullish that candle's closing. Yeah. So I mean, we're respecting the PD arrays in the smaller time frame, the bullish PD arrays. Oh, we're getting kind of close here. We almost filled my order on my other account. You know, the 1 minute also gives so many like conflicting signals. I love how like I'm just talking about how bullish I am with like that candle, and then immediately after we just get this even more bearish candle, and then what are we doing now? Becoming bullish again? Like the 1 minute just has so much noise. You just gotta keep that in mind though. I mean, I'm kind of aware of that, but I'm just hoping this doesn't become a wick like it did the other couple times. And one thing that I do too, if let's say like, because I was saying I'm getting comfortable when price is really close to my take profit or stop loss, sometimes if like, let's say right now I'm like, oh, I can't handle this, I would just kind of turn the monitor off and just kind of walk away. Like, you don't have to keep checking. You can set an alert. Like, let's say I could set an alert on TradingView, you know what I mean? Up here, you know, set alert, or I could set an alert to your stop loss, and you'll get an alert when either one gets hit. So you don't have to sit here and watch this and put yourself through all this. Filled on both accounts. So, I'll just go over this trade real quick, just give a quick recap of everything that happened. So, when I came into the session at 9:30, I saw that there was this new week opening gap. So today's Monday. On Friday, there's a difference between the closing price and the opening price, and I know that price likes to retrace to that, and sometimes it reverses off of it. So I know a lot of times it's always drawn to it though. So I marked that off, and I also noticed there was a point of liquidity. It's easier to see on the 15-minute, like see this, that's the London low. So when I dropped down to the smaller time frame, I saw that we swept the London low, and there was this new week opening gap right here. So we have a ridiculous move going straight down, sweeping all these points of liquidity, filling in the new week opening gap, taking out the London low. All this is happening, and then we have one more price leg going down after we tapped into this new week opening gap. And so now that we barely broke this low and we're wicking past it just by a little bit, that's showing that we're lacking strength. So it's not really pushing past this low with much displacement. So I'm seeing that the bearish strength is kind of dissipating, and a lot of times with moves that are extreme like this, there usually is a retracement at least to the point of equilibrium. So I marked out, there was this singular fair value gap on the 1 minute in this price leg, like that one right there. It's marked out as IFVG. So when I saw that it was a bearish fair value gap in the first place, I was waiting for it to get inversed. And then once this candle at 9:58 a.m. it closed above that fair value gap. Normally the bodies of candles are going to be closing in that fair value gap. So since it closed outside, it's an inverse fair value gap. It's not being respected. So it's a bearish, like PD array, that's not being respected. So I'm just market ordering because I could have waited for the entry, but that's only a couple pips. And I like to get in immediately when the fair value gap is invalidated. So I got in on the entry, the close of that candle, that was my entry, put my stop loss below this low. And also, I don't remember if I said, but there was an SMT at these lows. Like, this low was broken on NQ, but ES did not break this low, right? So see, from here to here, here to here, we have an SMT. And then also, my last confluence was that we were previously in an uptrend. I see the 1 hour's in an uptrend, right? The higher time frames are in an uptrend. And then I see that there's a breaker up here, right? Because we broke structure. So there's breaker. I just want to mark off the breaker. So like, I'll call that the breaker up here, right? And then the breaker on the other side is going to be this one I have marked off. It's already marked off here, actually. This one right here. So that's the other breaker. So technically I'm trading breaker to breaker, which I believe is a high probability setup. But I traded for less than an hour. It's been 50 minutes, and I'm done trading for the day. I made the money I wanted, and now I'm gonna go enjoy my day. But if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, leave a comment down below with your thoughts, and have a great day.